Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and we can go through the platform together and how we can navigate this. So let me just move this down. So this will be the initial page you see, your home page. So this is essentially going to be your home for the duration of the event. The first thing that we ask you to do is go into your profile here, and you can see here all of the data that you've already been configured for you, anything already pre-filled out. So we ask that you obviously fill this out as best you can. Make sure you include a headline, as this will be part of what other users will see. They'll see your first name, last name, and headline, as well as a headshot here. So it's really important to fill this out and check your contact details, and all of the data that you filled in when onboarding is all up to date. And you can go in here, change this, update this at any time. Another important thing to note is the Manage My Availability function. So this here would be for the days of the event in May. You can block out times when you know you're not available. You can even mark the whole day as busy, and people will not request meetings with you during this time, as they will not be able to. Note that this is for the event days in May. You'll also have the option to change your email, change your password, and you can also manage notifications. We recommend making sure that this is turned on, as you will receive email notifications for chat messages. Following this, you can also see more about the solution, submit user feedback, privacy policy, and so on, all on the left-hand side. And finally, you have the option to export your meetings here in some CSV or Excel files as well for all of the accepted meetings at this event. And it will contain phone numbers and email addresses if users choose to share these. And you can again change your visibility here, which you've already configured in onboarding. But if you want to make any changes, you can do all of this in your profile section. So that is your personal profile here. We then also have the Teams profile, which is essentially your kitchen part of this home. So that lives here in the top right-hand corner. And this is the collaborative environment for your team. So you can see here a calendar for the event days, and this will hold all of the meetings between you and other team members on this calendar. So you can see who your team members are meeting with and when. You can also at the top here create a meeting on behalf of any other representative as part of your team. Choose the guest you'd like them to meet with, and then select a date, time, and location. And this will be in accordance with their availability calendar. And you can send a personal message here as well before requesting the meeting. Next, we have inbound leads. So inbound leads are essentially any profiles of users that have somehow shown expressed some sort of interest in your sponsor or exhibitor in your company. And this can be generated in many different ways. And you can see on a tag here exactly how these leads have been generated. So there's two ways in which we can break it down, by interactions with exhibitor representatives or interactions with the booth itself. So with representative interactions, this could be a user showing an interest, connecting, maybe they have a meeting, maybe they've viewed the profile of one of the exhibitor representatives or sponsor representatives. And the other way is obviously by viewing the booth itself. So they may have gone into your exhibitor booth, so the front end essentially of this team section. They may have viewed a session you're sponsoring. They may have viewed one of the products you have on offer. They may have shown an interest in the company, sent a chat, requested a meeting with any representative. And these will all appear here as an inbound lead for you to review. And as we said, you can see exactly why they're a lead, and you can provide relevant actions for these leads. Once you've actioned a lead, so responded with chat, interest, request a meeting, or skip, the lead will be moved under reviewed. So for example, we can see this user has been reviewed because we have now decided to have a meeting with them. So all of the leads can be viewed here, and you can export them all as well in a CSV file down under export. There is also a company chat function. So this is slightly different to the one-on-one individual chats. This is if a user sends a message to your company directly, and any team member can respond to these chats accordingly by entering in and typing the relevant response. Contacts are a list of all profiles of people that have either made a connection or scheduled a meeting with a team member. And again, we've got the status saying exactly why this user is a contact. All team members will sit here, and if you have admin status, you can go in and edit the profile and manage the availability of your other team members. The company profile will also sit here, and the first team member, as you may have seen, will be responsible for filling out the initial onboarding questions, but admin team members can come in here and make any additions that they would like. And it's really important to fill this out as in-depth as you can. So we've got the option to upload a cover photo, so a header image, if you like, for your booth, and we'll show you what this looks like when this is filled out as well. An icon photo here, and then the name, headline, and all of the relevant boxes here. If you scroll further down, you can include a link to the website and a video URL, as well as a summary. And we do, as we've said, encourage you to fill this out as best you can, as this will encourage more people to visit your booth, interact with your booth, give them more points of interaction, and so on. So we'll show you what this looks like on the front end and how it will look like when it's fully filled out. We've also got the product section here, so any products that you have on offer, you can add here just by clicking Add Product, and again, fill this out as in-depthly as you can. You can add a photo, name, headline, website, and there'll be a separate navigation bar for users to go in and view products. So this is just another way you can generate leads and another point of lead generation and ways users can interact with your company. So the more products that you can add, the better, really. Finally, you've got your account plan here. So if you would like to upgrade your plan, you can do so under account. And as we said earlier, the option to export your meetings and contacts, and this will be on behalf of your team rather than the individual user. So you can generate a CSV file of all of the accepted meetings at the Congress, as well as all of the contacts. And as with the personal file that we mentioned earlier, if users have enabled you to view their contact details, these will also be available here. So this is the team section, and as we said earlier, we will encourage you to view this and edit this and fill this out as best you can, as this is what users will be using to view your company. So now through to the home page, so you can see here we've got some initial tabs, and then these are replicated on the left-hand side. So for the networking side of things, if you go to the Recommended for You tab, you will see how our AI is generating recommendations for you. And we can see an initial 10 profiles that our AI thinks would be great for you to interact with. You've got the option to skip, show an interest, or request a meeting with these users. You can also go in, view a bit more about them, and so on here. So you can skip the profile, and then this will move to your skip list. You can show an interest in the profile, and they will move into My Interested list. You can also view more details. If they are, for example, a sponsor or a partner, this will appear here. And then you've got the option to interact with the booth straight away from here by meeting with them, showing interest or skipping. If they're speaking at any sessions, you can also see this on their profile. And if you'd like to request a meeting, you simply need to go here, or you can do this straight away from the Recommended tab. By requesting a meeting, you can invite up to 10 people at a time to a meeting until there's a maximum of 50 people in the meeting room if you would like to have a multi-user meeting. So if I would like to add another user, simply type their name, add them here, choose the date and the time, choose the location, and then send a short personal message, which we do encourage you to do as a best practice, as this does increase the acceptance rate of the meeting. And you can see how many pending meeting requests you have left as well. So it's important to keep an eye on this, as again, this will ensure you don't send out too many emails and too many meeting requests that aren't being accepted. And then once you're happy, simply click send. And this is how you would interact with the Recommended for You page. As we've said with the actions, you can show an interest in users, and of course, other users can show an interest in you. And then they will appear here in the Interested in You tab. If one user expresses an interest, the other will have the option to chat. So you can't initially chat with a user where there's been no interaction, but if one party has shown an interest, you can have the chat here. And if a mutual interest has been formed, or if you have a meeting together, the user will appear as a connection. And connections will also live on the right-hand sidebar, so you can go in straight away and send messages if you choose to do so. There's also a little green dot which will indicate if the user is currently active on the platform, so you can tell who is online. All of the users you've expressed an interest in, as we mentioned earlier, are on the interested list, and any users you've skipped are on the My Skip list. So if you did want to reverse this, if you did change your mind or wanted to review this, simply go into your skip list and you can undo the skip action here. So that is the networking side of things. And as we've said, it's important to fill out your profile as best you can. As you can see here, very full profile, and you can see exactly who it is that you'd like to meet with, what they do, and so on. So now onto the content side. So we have the event agenda, which is all of the sessions ongoing here. And we can see now, for example, we've got the live stream happening, and we can see future sessions all down here. And you can filter these by date, by track, which is essentially a theme, or by location. So we can see all of the events here. And if you'd like to find out more information about a session, you can click in, read more. You can see the speakers. We can see if any sponsors are sponsoring the session at the top, if this is applicable. We can see featured sponsors here. We can go into their booths from here, can interact with speakers, and we can also add this to our schedule. So if this is a session that we would like to view, you do need to add it to your schedule, and then it will appear under My Schedule here, ready for you to view when the time comes. If we go back to the event agenda, we can also see that you can add it to the schedule simply by clicking here. And you can also now send this to your calendar. So this will sync it with one of these personal calendars if you choose to do this. So we've got all of these here. And then in your schedule, this is where all of your meetings will live and where all of your sessions that you would like to attend will live here. So this is kind of like your diary section of the platform. And we can see now we've got a meeting happening with another invitee. So I'm just going to show you exactly how you will appear in this meeting room. Maybe not. So we can see here. And then we can go into the meeting room and it will appear like this. There'll be the option to chat here. You can also turn your camera on. You can turn it off, microphone on and off. You can share your screen and you can see the people in the meeting. So this is how it will look when you go to have your one-on-one or multi-user meetings. And you can enter a virtual meeting room up to 5 minutes before, and you can also stay in the meeting room for longer than the allocated time. That's fine, as long as you don't leave after the time has finished, you'll be able to stay in there for as long as you like. So that is the My Schedule section and the event agenda. Then finally, we can see some lists of users here. So we can see all of the presenters. We can filter these. We have actions. We have the list of all of the participants here. So we can show an interest, request a meeting, filter these. All of the sponsors and partners, and I'll just go in to show you exactly how the booth will look when you go in. You'll be able to see here, very filled out booth, which is great. We can, action these, skip, message, show an interest. We can request a meeting, and you can request a meeting with any representative in this company by going here, choosing to request your meeting, selecting the date, time, sending a message. We can see a video here has been embedded. We can see all of the details. And then if you scroll down, you can see the delegates. You can show an interest in these, the representatives show an interest, and you can also see all of the sessions that this sponsor is speaking at. And further down, all of their products, which again, you can go into, you can view more details. And there's also the link here to the booth if you wish to show an interest from here. So this is the sponsor page, and as we said, you can navigate this and come into this whenever you like, interact with the booths as much as you would like, and this is all done by users here. We've got the list of exhibitors as well here, which in the same way as with sponsors and partners, you can go into the profile and see more information about each exhibitor. And then finally, we've got the list of solutions and products, again with filters, and these are all of the products on offer by sponsors and exhibitors, and we can go in here, see more about the product. And if you do view any of these products, if you view any of the sponsor pages, exhibitor pages, this will appear as a lead for that sponsor, just to give you a better idea of how leads can be generated. Any interaction with the booth, whether you're viewing or whether you're directly expressing an interest, will appear as a lead. And this is the product page, and yes, this will create a lead. So that is an overview of the platform. I'm happy to take any questions.
Please do raise your hand or type in the question in either box in the webinar box or to your right. Thank you. Nancy, there is a question from Vitautas. If we create our event, will it be seen on the event agenda for everyone? No, your meetings you create with one-on-one or multi-users won't show in the public event agenda.
Yeah, that's correct. They will just appear in your My Schedule section.
Are there any other questions? You can raise your hand and speak to us or simply put it in the Q&A box. There is Julius Samoskar who would like to speak up. Please speak.
Hi, can you hear me now? Okay, I hope you do. So I have a question. In the Teams tab, it says I'm not assigned to a company. So should my colleague assign me? Or should I contact the organizers?
Your colleague can assign you by inviting you, or you can contact the organisers if you wish to do so.
Ah, I see. Thanks.
Any other question? Yes, Vitautas. Vitautas, we can hear you. Hi, Vitautas. I will pick up another question in the meantime. Can we see all participants, including invited visitors? So everybody who has registered will be visible in the list of participants, which is on your left-hand side. Maybe Nancy can share it on the screen and highlight it for you.
Are you all able to see my screen? Perfect.
Yes.
The list of participants will live here where it says list of participants, and these are all of the event participants. You can scroll through, they are alphabetically ordered, so if you want to sort them, you can do so by name, status, their company name, their job title, their industry, or whether they're online only or online and on site.
Tautas, your microphone is on. You're happy to talk. Please do raise your hand or put your questions into the Q&A box of this webinar. There's another question from Julius. Please go ahead.
I have a question about the 75 requests and 10 meetings. Do we have them, like we spend them all and they do not refresh? Or let's say a meeting happened and then we get back the number?
Yes, so once a meeting has been accepted, or declined, once someone's responded to the meeting, then you'll get back the pending request.
Oh, they refresh. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a question from Christian. How do we invite people to our booth? It's basically you request meetings, or you shake hands with somebody else, and you are happy to track them to your booth. And Nancy will for sure go in a bit into more details of that.
Yes, so you can invite people by your booth with, showing an interest in them and starting a chat, maybe having a meeting with them, as Silky said, or, you can wait until they've interacted with you, and then you can direct them to your booth from here. So, and once a user has viewed your booth, you will obviously see this in the team section, and you can start taking an action on these users as and when they visit or view your booth.
I invite everybody to ask the questions now, as this is a great opportunity to speak to Nancy and team of the GRIP platform if you have any doubts about how it's working, etc. Thank you. Christian is asking, all visitors need to register first. Yes, so anybody wishing to attend, visit a booth or watch a session or what sort of soever needs to register first on the link provided at ehpcongress.org/registration. Jason is asking for the meet and greet this afternoon. Is this the same format as previous Mix, Mingle and Meets? Yes, it is. And if you would like to invite a colleague which is not yet registered, please PM me and I will send you the link so they don't need to go necessarily through the GRIP platform for the networkings of the Mix, Mingle and Meets. Thank you. I'm making a call to all our sponsors and exhibitors. Do you have questions or something which is not yet clear? Nancy and team is there to help and show you around if need be. Christian, yes, we will unmute you and then you can speak up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we do.
Okay, great. I just want to check how how to unmute and mute. Can you do it, or can we do it on our own?
No, it's the tech team in the background which unmutes you. So there may be a delay for webinars, etc., of a second or two by the time we unmute you and the internet connection is there.
I see. So I need to raise my hand and ask for it. Okay. Clear.
Exactly. That's correct.
Yeah, looks like a great platform. A lot to learn and to experience.
Absolutely, but that's why the team of GRIP is also there to help you show around. So if you struggle with anything or come across a glitch right now, it's a great opportunity to share it with the team.
It's part of the fun, yeah. But now you can unmute me if I don't say anything anymore. Okay.
Correct. Are there any other questions?
Well, me again. I think it will come once we are working more intensively with the system. So.
Okay, so I guess I don't see any more raised hands, nor do I see any open questions. So I will leave it another minute open so that we hit the 10:30 mark. So in case you are shy and need still a little thought about certain things, we can definitely answer it in the next minute or so. And otherwise, I'm using this opportunity to say already, thank you very much, Nancy and team.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe just one question before you go off line. Is there anywhere a kind of guidebook or something that we can also read into if we have questions? Is there, or is it just by chatting with you and?
No, there is definitely an entire support guide on GRIP, which you have available online, etc.
Yeah.
So exactly. So, but I'm happy to share the link again and post it.
I think it's at least I have it on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thanks.
Okay, I guess that's it. I look forward to seeing many of you this afternoon at 2 o'clock Paris, Brussels time, which is 3 p.m. in Vilnius. And until then, have a great day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.